Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I had a few comments of people asking me about my garage setup in some of my videos. So I figured I'd just make a video on it. It's not really EDC or anything like that, but I am in here a lot. I do have my EDC knives set up in here. So I figured, I'll just give you guys a quick tour. That is my vehicle back there that I'll probably do a build video on that as well. But let's get started. So my garage is nothing crazy. I have my gym set on this side. So that's where I work out. And then I wrap all my cars over here. And before I had all of this, I had the Gorilla racks and everything was just messy everywhere. And for me, it was hard to wrap my cars in here because I could never find anything. I was working off of just this alone, off of like one drawer called vinyl wrap drawer. But now this is empty. I'm gonna change that out to match that US General one. And this, I really love this toolbox. It's a cheap toolbox. It's not a snap-on or anything. This is from Harbor Freight, but I love this thing because it keeps everything organized. And when I open it up, the light turns on because I have motion sensor lights. Then I have all my heat guns and everything in here, all my vinyl samples for customers to come take a look at. All my, what is this, the heat lamp right here, and some extra tools, more drills. I have Milwaukee's and Makitas and some Ryobi stuff on this side, but this cabinet right here attaches directly onto the center cabinet, and it's pretty sturdy. It hangs below like that. But this cabinet here, I keep all my cleaning stuff, some of my off-roading gear, my lights and stuff, and woodworking tools. I have tire covers right here in case when I drive the car in, I put the tire covers on so that the vinyl wrap doesn't touch the dirty tires. I have the battery starter right there because oftentimes when I wrap cars and I'll leave the door open, the battery dies. So that's handy to have. But I'm not a mechanic, so my tools, I don't have crazy tools, but it is organized. A lot of people use that foam sheet thing, and then they'll put each one of these tools inside the foam sheets or organizers. All I did was I just chopped off the toolbox in half. And this is the DeWalt set. And to be honest, this is everything that I need to vinyl wrap cars for the most part. There are some specialty tools that I need for like certain German cars, but whenever something's missing like that bugs me, so I'll go and look for it, and there's a place and spot for every single tool. And I have more sockets right here, but I use this drawer a lot. And then the second drawer that I have here are all my bits, my files, my ratcheting wrenches. These, I love these a lot. I use these a lot. And then for any wrapper, I highly recommend this Torx bit set, the extended one, because to take off door handles, sometimes you need these extended ones, and you can't just put attachments in with the Torx bit because the opening doesn't fit inside the door. So having a extended slim one like this is a game changer. Allen wrenches, drill bits, more drill bits, and none of my tools are expensive, but I like everything organized. Some Milwaukee razor blades here, box cutters. And then my next drawer are the screwdrivers, and I'll use this one a lot as well. But everything is organized. They're all longer. These are pretty cool. I think I got these on Amazon, and they're magnetic. They're organizers. See, they're super strong. I can't even pull them off. Let me see. Yeah. That's how strong these magnets are, but I'll link them in the description. But I love these things so much, man. You can actually take these and even mount them on the cabinet here or mount them on the side. So that's how strong they are. And it prevents everything from rolling around. And these little things right here, I love these things because it makes everything look so organized. Like I have the stubbies right here, have the skinnies. These are for like, glasses and stuff, or any small bits. But yeah, I like to keep that drawer really organized as well. The next drawer is my vinyl wrap drawer. I have everything labeled. So this is the vinyl wrap drawer, and I usually have everything pretty organized. These are all my tuck tools. I have extra squeegee buffers here. All my buffers are down there actually, so I change out the buffers using new ones on every single vehicle. You always want to use a new buffer for every vehicle. And then I have some tint tools right here, razor blades, and these are pry tools. Most of them are plastic. Gloves right here. And then this is cool because I use this right here to cut out the parking sensors for the wraps. I use that on PPF as well as vinyl and color PPF. And then razor blades. I have both carbon and steel razor blades. You can't use carbon on glass because it'll scratch the glass, and stainless steel won't scratch the glass. And you only want to use, for me, I only use the Japanese versions because those are super sharp. Maybe because they build samurai swords. That's why they're so good at building razor blades. And then the next drawer that I have here are pliers, scissors, and hammers. So this is pretty cool. I think I got that at Harbor Freight as well. But all these pliers here are also from Harbor Freight. Hammers, mallets, random pry tools. And then the bottom is really kind of like my junk drawer with boxes. And I think this one is more pry tools, I think. Let me see. Shows how often I go down here. Yep, more pry tools. Then this drawer right here is pretty awesome. Look at this. Charges all my batteries, all the outlets and everything plugs right in. And then when I'm done charging the battery, you can pull this off and you store it somewhere. Everything is all tucked away nice and neat. I'm all about organization because I feel like an organized space makes you way more productive. And then down here, I have all my drills and impacts. I'll use this torch sometimes when I don't use my heat guns. I have 3 heat guns. You always want to have 3 spare heat guns when you vinyl wrap a car, because more often than not, one will go out, and then lucky I'll have a second one, and then I have a third one. Or sometimes I'll leave one on each side of the car to make it easier for me to get around, so I don't have to step across, because sometimes the car doesn't fit in here all the way. So I'll have to leave the garage open, and then I'll have to go around and then move the heat gun all the way to the other side. So I usually like to leave the heat gun one on each side. And then this drawer right here is also for my vinyl wrap stuff. I keep all the customer keys and everything here. If it's a Tesla, I'll keep it inside one of these cards, so I'll know what car is for which key. And sometimes I'll be working on 3 cars at once, so most of them are Teslas, so I'll have 3 keys here. But I have everything up there. Tape, I don't know why I have bullets there, but I do. I have a torch, more butane to fill the torch, and then I have all my liquids for installation. And then here's my bag back here for when I'm installing. It's super pink. And then this is for window tint and color PPF installation. I have towels to clean and towels to polish. And back here we have the window tint towel for windows, vacuums. And then down here, this is kind of a nice little drawer for me to, before I start working on customers' cars, I don't want to get it dirty, and make it more professional. And then we can put this inside their floor mat so you don't get it dirty with your shoes. And then I have my magnets for the cars here, more extension cables, gloves. These are handy. You need at least several of these, because sometimes when you're taking stuff apart, you want to leave this in the trunk, and then you're taking stuff out of the trunk, and then this one's going to be inside the door, and then this, you'll know that this is all for the door. So having multiple of these is good. And this is pretty handy because it's a heat gun holder. that I have that I'll just put it right here. That's really handy. So when I'm working on a car and I don't want to leave my heat gun on the floor, I'll leave it right here. And then I also have a Husky table here that I got from Home Depot with a chair. This red chair here is from Harbor Freight. Super comfy. It has that little shop look that I like. And then all my EDC knives are in here and more to be added. Now I use this table mainly for like anything that I have to wrap separately away from the car. So that's why I have this vice grip right here. And I'll use this vice grip to put the door handle in there, and I'll clamp the door handle, and then I'll have two hands and I'll wrap the door handle from here. Any intricate pieces, I can use this to apply the wrap. And then I really love this vinyl rack holder. I got this on Amazon and I'll link it below, but you can extend this to however far you want it. But this has been a game changer. It removed a lot of my vinyls off the floor. So this is the curtain cars that I'm working on right now. That's clear PPF on there. This one, I'm still finishing up my car right there. I still have the back bumper. And then I have another car that has this gunmetal color. And this is color PPF. So it's not regular vinyl. And I have the laundry basket down there. So all the dirty towels, I don't use dirty towels on new cars that I'm wrapping. So all the towels go in here. Once it's full, I'll go wash it. And then I didn't talk about this yet, but this is a sous vide thing. And I use this for clear PPF, color PPF installation. So what I'll do is I'll turn this on, right? I don't know if it's on, it's not plugged in yet. But if I need a water bottle heated, I'll leave it in there like that and I'll set it to whatever degrees I want it. It'll keep this bottle warm. So especially right now when it's cold, I can always have it warm, spray it on the car, and then put it back in to keep it warm. But that's been a game changer. I have more tint squeegees down here, and then my squeegees down there. So I'll move this around sometimes. I'll move this up here, and then I'll move this around down here so I can use that whole tray. And then these two wraps just came in, so I have those two jobs in the next 2 weeks. But my whole lighting setup, I have these hex lights. I love these hex lights, man. So every garage needs these hex lights, man. I'm thinking about adding more because there's, never enough light. Alexa, turn off garage. So that turns off. And then when I say, Alexa, turn on garage, everything turns on. And then I have lights everywhere pointing every direction. All these lights are from Amazon. They're super light. And you can just double side tape them on, or you can screw them on, and they all connect onto one plug. So I have the plug right here, but it's connected to Alexa anyway, so that doesn't matter. And then with these floors have been a game changer for me, because beneath these floors here is I epoxied the tiles. And when I used to have just the floors with the epoxy tiles, dust would come up all the time. Even if I spray with water, eventually it dries, dust comes up. Having these floors, the water and the dust just stays underneath these tiles, and they're very sturdy. So this is by a company called Hot Systems on Amazon, and it's the cheaper version of like Swiss Tracks, but I specifically picked this one because the measurements, it fits this ramp part that Swiss Tracks has. So if I didn't buy this one, all the other ones are like smaller in size, 12 by 12 versus this, I think this is 15 by 15. It wouldn't fit this ramp for Swiss Tracks. And then it'll just be like riding over like something just 90-degree up. So this is good because sometimes when you drive your car in really fast without the ramp, it pushes all the tiles forward, and you don't want that. And so far, these tiles have been sturdy, man. I have a jack over here that I use to lift up a car on top of this, and it works fine. I also have my extension cords up here, mounted to the ceiling, and I bought that on Amazon as well. I'll link that below, but this retractable extension cord is awesome because I could go around the car this way. And I do have two sets of it. I have this one, so usually I'll leave this on the left side of the car, and then I have another one over here that I'll use for the other side of the car. Yep. And then these are just regular horse mats that I have for the gym. And having a trash can inside the garage for me is very important because when you're working on vinyl wrap, all the scraps are everywhere. So I usually try to throw it away as soon as I'm done cutting it off the car. And then when I'm ready to work out, you know, I have the gym right here. I'll move the car outside and then I'll pull the benches down. I have the power blocks, I have dumbbells and everything, the rack up there so I can do pull-ups and stuff. So overall, I mean, I like the setup. I wish I had a 3-car garage, but for now, I mean, this works for me. You know, I usually wrap about 3 to 4 cars a month. And this setup has been working so far. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions regarding the garage build, my vinyl wrap studio. You know, I try to keep a clean studio. That's why I bought this little thing right here so I can hide it from everything. But I have drinks over there in that fridge. I actually, here, check this out. I actually wrapped this refrigerator with some extra wrap, which is pretty cool. So it's like a pearl gold color. But thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll catch you next time. Peace.